Good morning, folks. It is now Tuesday, May 27th. And for some reason, I'm dealing with a really irritated, itchy left eye. And a little bit of sinus congestion. I don't think that's due to any dietary choices or anything like that. I don't know what's got my allergies stirred up. We lit some kind of some of those little wax melting things, that's got the little scents on them, the little machines that's got the like air freshener type. I think that might be the culprit behind that. But I want to talk about the results of having the Carnivor Day yesterday on Memorial Day. I enjoyed having a meat day. I have meat days from time to time. I don't have them to that extreme. Usually when I do a meat day, I have one meal of meat, and that's it, and it's very light. So having a Carnivor Day, it was a great experience coming in behind the sugar fasting, sugar diet method that I use or have used now for the entirety of the month of May, with the exception of the 26th, which was straight carnivore rules, no sugar at all. If you were doing the old Atkins diet, it would be similar to what the phase one, the induction phase, would be, minus, I'm talking about old school Atkins, like the original 1970s version was basically carnivore, minus a cup of greens, which a cup of greens is nothing. It's nothing. And most everybody always avoided or opted out of the cup of greens entirely. Just ate zero carb, lost weight. They went into the other phases. If those phases weren't working, you kind of flop back into the induction phase of the old Atkins phase one to continue weight loss as usual, was the supposed to be the secret behind it. So I kind of followed closely to that type of guideline, as far as my carnivore experience was yesterday. Call it what you want. The whole thing is just a ripoff of what Atkins had already put out there years ago, despite what they say. It's just a ripoff. This is how we were all doing it. Most of the experts out there who are leaders and front runners of the carnivore diet are about my age, actually. They're Gen Xers too, most of them. So they know. Trust me, they know. They know. Alright, so it is currently 5 a.m. in the morning. It just turned 5 a.m. So yesterday, and no matter what diet I'm on, whether I'm doing the sugar diet, sugar fast and sugar diet, that's the same thing. The fasting part is just a more extreme protocol in it, within it. It involves just straight sugar, no fat, zero fat, no fat, zero fat. By using fruit smoothies, candy, like hard candies, have zero fat in it. That's where that comes from. The syrups and jam, zero fat, and you have to be careful on it as well for, not overdoing your calories on it, just like anything else. Calories matter. Calories freaking matter. And the beauty of it is, if you're doing the fruit part like I do, you get a lot of satiation off of the diet itself. You take in the food and it gets on your stomach. It causes you not to overeat because it stays there. And you just don't get as hungry. Part of the problems I had doing Carnivore Day yesterday is I was hungry. I ate that big breakfast, that I cooked up. 4 sausage patty, 4 pieces of bacon, 3 or 4 eggs scrambled. It was delicious. I used butter to cook it all up with. Everything as far as that was pretty much zero carbs, except the bacon had about a carb per bacon. Still super low. By the old rules of low carb, you can have under 20 grams a day. I was way under that. If I had any carbs at all, it might have been 7 carbs for the entire thing, because the canned chicken that I used also had some carbs in it. 2 servings of that. So basically, it was pretty carnivore as I could get. I could have done a little better and done complete zero carb. Yes, I could have probably should have just ate all ground turkey cooked up on the grill and eggs. That would have been a thing, or the sausage and the eggs. The sausage was fine, but still not enough to affect weight loss from happening as far as a low carb carnivore ketogenic style diet goes. The rules were pretty on par with what the most extreme part of it goes. To the best that I could do with the materials I had on hand here at the house, because I got the AGS, the tick allergy, so I keep stuff like that around, in case I want to have some meat. And I woke up about 2 hours ago, not quite 2 hours, about an hour and a half ago, around 3:30 a.m. in the morning. I actually had trouble sleeping last night. That's something I haven't been experiencing on the sugar diet. When I cut out all the fat out of my diet, for some reason I sleep like an angel. I mean, when I go to sleep, it's deep, meaningful sleep, and you hear people that's doing this diet, not just me. This might be the first time you've heard me say it, or maybe the second. I might have briefly mentioned it before. But you hear people talking about the deep, meaningful sleep that they're getting on this all the time. That's one of the benefits of it. I can't sleep to save my life. Look, it's Tuesday, May 27th, 2025. I can feel my body trying to break the meat down in my system. I've got a slight, and this is something else I haven't been experiencing for a while. I've got a slight acid reflux discomfort. It's not extreme, because I have it. I'm a person that deals with extreme acid reflux, so without anything, and plus I have gallbladder issues too. Without anything acidity in my system right now to help break down all that meat, causing some slight acid reflux discomfort, because I've had it, before I lost all of this weight, doing a sugar diet, being plumped up, GERD, I have issues with GERD. And I've been on low carbs before. All diets, when you lose weight, actually reduce GERD. It's not just one type of diet that does it. It's weight loss in general. You reduce your weight, GERD goes away, acid reflux goes away. No matter what the diet is. No matter what they tell you. It's all because of this specific diet. That's not true. It's not true. Weight loss in general heals and cures a lot of things. It doesn't have nothing to do with food choice. It's weight loss is what this whole thing is about, right? Weight loss equals healthier results, no matter the food choice. That's the message I love about this diet in particular, because you can fluctuate off of it to do whatever the heck you want, eat whatever the heck you want. So usually if I just so happened to wake up early in the morning. I go ahead and measure my scale weight beforehand, and I've already done that. And I'm here to tell you the results are not good. Coming off of this carnivore experiment, it's not good. Now, the day before, I ate the chicken liver dinner and everything, the chicken livers and stuff like that. Some people even accuse me of cheating on that. I bet they won't accuse me of cheating, today, just drinking a bunch of water this morning, because behind that cheat day of the chicken liver dinner, with the fried okra, the cabbage, the squash casserole, fried okra, all that stuff, I wound up gaining about 6 or 7 pounds. So what did I... So off of a carnivore day, $290.2 pounds. Now, I did 3 meals of carnivore yesterday. 3.
Hello. Please step on the scale.
No snacking in between, no kind of pork rinds, and we'll get on it again. This is a medically accurate scale that I use to measure weight all the time.
290.2 pounds.
£290.2. Now, to be fair, my protocol always involves an 8-hour eating window. I just feel like 8 hours is enough time to get all the food in adequately that you need, and I allow my body to rest 16 hours of not eating into the night. That's just the way I do things. I don't think there's anything special about it that causes any extra weight loss. It just allows your body some time away from food. So my window's always been from 9 in the morning to 5 in the afternoon. I think that's a reasonable time to get food in, no matter what diet you're on. And honestly, being so low carb yesterday, because it's been my experience, going straight into a low carb protocol, going that low has always equaled some kind of weight loss. Why it did not this time, it equaled a nasty gain. A nasty gain. I'm like 10 pounds up from the past 2 cheat days. 10 pounds up. I'm gonna weigh in again at 9 o'clock. That'll be my window, and that'll be my entire window of intermittent fasting. That'll be my entire window. See if any of that drops down. To be fair with the whole process, and that's about as fair as I could be with it. About as fair as I could be with it. All right, folks. So it is now 7:10 a.m. Still the same date. Tuesday, May 27th, 2025. Still haven't reached 9 o'clock, my normal window before I'm able to eat again. I did have a bowel movement about an hour or so ago, about an hour and a half ago. So carnivore has its own natural cleansing effect, kind of like, sort of like the sugar fasting that we do is kind of like a juice fast. Carnivore kind of has that cleansing effect to it as well, to be fair to it. So we did see some weight change on the scale since the bowel movement.
Your weight is 288.6 pounds.
So with that recent change, that means we only had like a 2.5 pound gain off of a carnivore experiment from yesterday. I'm not sure what it means. I have no idea, but it's carnivore. I may have another stool before 9 a.m. and I do have to take a friend of mine to a doctor's appointment, so I may not be able to get that weigh in right at 9 o'clock. So I will get it in even later, about maybe 10:30 a.m. or 10 a.m. or something like that. So like maybe an hour later. So that's even to a better benefit of the whole experiment. That just benefits the carnivore experiment about an hour longer or so. So, if we don't see any results by then it is what it is. We had a gain off of it. Not much of a gain, but a gain nonetheless. But we'll see. We'll give it some time. We might break even. We might break even with yesterday's results after the big chicken liver dinner from the previous day. It was a Memorial Day weekend. I took 2 days to celebrate, like people do. Normal lifestyle is what we do here, and we get back on the sugar fasting to correct things. And let's just wait and see how it goes. Alright, so I am back. I've got all my running done for the morning, so haven't eaten nothing, haven't even hardly drank anything this morning. Trying to give the carnivore, results a fair shake. It's been a full 16, 17 hours, almost 18 hours now. Of an intermittent fast, because we all know carnivore works best when you throw a little bit of fasting in there. So I give it its fair shake with it.
Hello. Please step on the scale.
And nah, it didn't help. It didn't help at all. Didn't help.
Your weight is 288.6 pounds.
$288.6. So, needless to say, carnivore brought me up 2 pounds from my already cheat day that I had in place from the prior day before. So, my final thoughts on it are, if I continue to go down the carnivore path, it's going to eventually drop me some weight. But in order for me to go through that, I will have to go through a lot of hunger, another huge breakfast, some kind of, carnivore lunch, like the chicken salad thing, sort of a chicken salad situation, with basically like chicken and boiled eggs and mayonnaise. And then grilling something in the evening or cooking something in the evening. It just seems like you have to eat a lot to stay satisfied on it. And it only works best when you're not eating a lot on it. So I can do the same thing with the sugar diet, which is coming up right after this, and stay satisfied longer for less calories. A lot longer for a lot less calories. So it's a no-brainer. So that concludes my experiment of the carnivore day. This has been the morning after weigh-in. So tell me what you think down in the comments. That's all I got for this one. So until the next you folks have a good one.